Hey there, everybody. It's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards. Get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. It's week 16. It's DFS. Only got a couple more chances in the regular season to make you some money. Of course, there's playoff DFS, but this is where we want to do it. Week 16, teams actually have something to play for. So let's get started. My man Willie Walls is here. And Willie, I like the Redskins against the Patriots here. I see it.
I like who?
I see your Redskins sweatshirt, my Patriots hat. We're ready to go.
Absolutely. Even though the Patriots are in some trouble, though.
The Redskins aren't. They look good, right?
No, Redskins suck. Listen, I'm just a fan. They suck. I know it. And listen, that's why tomorrow, let me tell everybody, play Tennessee's defense against the
play
Redskins.
Defense, play Derrick Henry, just play them all, right?
Yeah, play Henry and the Tennessee's defense and move on,
All right, but this week, I think you and I are on the same page. My favorite quarterback by far, not by a little, by far, and for the price, for the value, for everything, I love me some Nick Foles this week.
Absolutely, Doc. Nick Foles. Listen, the last 3 out of 4 games, they've given up #1 quarterback play, Houston has. And even the game they didn't, that's when Mayfield threw for 397 yards, okay? And we talked about this before, but the thing that really grabbed my attention is the last 3 games, they have given up 16 plays over 20 yards. They have given up big chunks, okay? So I think, one thing that I like about Foles that is different than Wentz, Foles get the ball downfield. You know what I mean? He likes to push it downfield. Wentz doesn't.
So we like Jeffrey more than, right? Jeffrey over Tate. Do we like Zach Ertz? I like Zach Ertz because Houston, terrible against a tight end.
Yeah, they are. I like Ertz, but see, and we talked about this. We like his little sneaky play, Goddard. Goddard, the other tight end for them, that's getting like 70% of the snaps now. And I think at 2,600 and 5,100, I think is an interesting play on FanDuel. But we also got another tight end that we like a lot that we'll talk about a little later. But the guy from New York that's getting a lot of targets in the game going against Indianapolis. But I'm just telling you, I just think that he's a great play this week. And it's probably 4,700, and then he's like 6,000 on FanDuel. Yes, I'm going to.
So let me ask you this: I thought, and you did too, Amari Cooper was a trap play last week because his price went down, and we said don't start him. But Nick Foles doesn't feel like a trap; it feels like a misprint to me.
Absolutely, but remember, Doc, they played on Sunday night. That's why they couldn't adjust his price. Remember, anybody that plays on Sunday night and Monday night, they're going to have this whatever price they are on DraftKings or FanDuel. They're going to have the same price the next time, so they didn't get a chance to adjust it. Okay,
right. So we're both in on Foles.
Absolutely,
I like Dak Prescott a little bit against Tampa Bay. I know he's chalky, but I feel like it's good chalk.
Yeah, the reason why Dak is a good play, everybody, is the fact that Dak Prescott needs to anticipate the pass. So when there are people like when he went against Indianapolis last game, they play zone. Zach does not do well with zone defenses, okay? And Tampa Bay, when they went with that new coordinator and they've been playing better, they've been playing a lot of man-to-man. So that's what Dak is going to receive in this game. He's going to get a lot of man-to-man coverage that they will receive. And think about this, at home, he got a 13-3 touchdown, interception ratio. So he's a much better home quarterback. And Tampa Bay's defense is horrible, So this is a time if you want to play Cooper, but I know at least if I play Dak, I at least will stack Dak and I will stack the running back Elliott. And the reason being because Elliott gets the last 6 games, he's averaged 7 catches per game.
Will you go Dak, Elliott, Cooper stack?
Yeah, I don't mind going those 3 and I don't need to bring nothing back from Tampa Bay.
Right. I don't like anybody else, even Mike Williams, I want no part of. All right, let me ask you this now. Breeze and Ben, that's the big game. I love Breeze at home. Are we paying up for Breeze at home?
I haven't done it yet because I've been paying down at the quarterback position, but I probably have a lineup or 2. I don't mind going Breeze. There's no way I'm playing Big Ben at their place. Like I said, that game, I still like it, and it could shoot out, but I think it's going to be under. And the line and if you look at the points, it started out at 57, 58, and it's been dropping down ever since then. And the reason being is New Orleans has a heck of a defense. They've been a top defense the last 5 weeks. The last 5 weeks, they haven't given up over 12, average about 12 points a game. 17 is the high. And they really have a good defense. And they've given up this 50 yards rushing. 50 yards rushing, that's you got the best average in the NFL. But I do still think Samuel is a very interesting guy in this game now, for that reason.
Look, I like Samuels. I like Juju in this game. Now, here's a question. Juju's now questionable. Let's say he plays. Do you think his ownership goes down because of the injury? Because I do.
No, it's not gonna go down. I don't know, because remember, I got to see how he has a something's going on with his leg,
A groin.
He has a groin, so I think it's going to be. I think it's just going to affect everything. So I'm not sure if I want to invest him, but I at least want him out there, because if he's out there, I can at least take a chance on Antonio Brown.
Right, exactly. It makes Brown better. I'm with you on that one.
I don't want to use him because of his groin, but if he's out there, at least he has as a decoy, so they can use him, on the other side. So that's the way I look at it.
All right. Is there any other quarterback? Baker Mayfield, maybe Matt Ryan? Are we missing anybody else?
Yeah. You're missing a couple of them. I mean, really, I like Sam Darnold.
But Sam Darnold's not throwing for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, dude.
Sam Darnold could go going against Green Bay's defense. I think Sam Darnold will throw for 3 touchdowns. I like Sam Darnold, and his price, what is he, 4,900?
Yeah, but it's the Jets. You want to trust the Jets?
I just need a 4.
Yeah. Hold on for a minute. Go ahead and get it. Yeah. So I think.
Want to talk about DFS too?
Yeah, it's my daughter. She has one of her friends over here. She's getting the 4. So anyway, Sam Darnold. Doc, I like the game, and I think that Sam Darnold might throw for 3 touchdowns. And remember, at 47, 4,900, we just won 4 times the price point. That means we could get.
I think he's a lock for 250 and 2. I think he's a lock for 250 and 2. I think it could be disgusting.
I don't think so. I really don't think. Green Bay's defense is awful.
Awful.
Yeah,
Jets offense is pretty awful too.
Huh?
Jets offense is pretty awful too.
But look at him last week. If Sam Darnold gives you 20 points, Doc, at 4,700, that's 4 times the price point. That's we won a quarterback, right?
Okay, no, I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree.
And that means we can fit our Ezekiel Elliott's, our Kamara's. We can do whatever we want to do, because we'll talk about our other backs, so we're not paying up for some of the backs because we just may not like them as much.
All right, so let's get to running backs. You said you didn't like Christian McCaffrey. I love Christian McCaffrey. I guess we'll have to agree to disagree.
Right. Only reason why, Doc, is they got the new quarterback in. And I don't know what their commitment might be in terms of for McCaffrey with the backs. And think about this. You remember, it's just like this with what Jackson does for the Ravens. Remember how when Mike Vick played quarterback, he made the running backs better. They were better than.
But, and I'm with you. Mobile quarterbacks create running lanes, but Christian McCaffrey does his damage in the passing game. And Atlanta's one of the worst teams covering the running backs out of the backfield.
But they've been a little better since that 45 came back.
Deion Jones?
Yeah, Deion Jones. Since Jones been back, they've been better.
You don't think that McCaffrey, I'm just throwing this out, gets 40 yards rushing and 8 catches for 60 yards. That's 18 right there.
Yeah, but Doc, on this slate, like we need 2 to 3 touch TDs when we pay up for that price he got. He's higher than Ezekiel Elliott.
All right, so we want Zeke.
Absolutely.
Do we want Saquon?
I will play Saquon in a couple of lineups. He's not going to be a core, but he is a play because the Colts defense, for some reason, they don't give up a lot of big plays, But I will be more the tight end Engram than I will be Barkley. But I think he is a play. You put him in because we know Saquon can break the bank. And at 7,900, they shouldn't have lowered his price.
Should Nick Chubb be in every single one of our lineups?
I'm not gonna put him in every one. Well, he'll be a core play. I like Nick Chubb's.
Do you like Alvin Kamara? Because I do.
I do. I love Alvin Kamara. This is an Alvin Kamara game. So that's who you play. I love Kamara. I love Chubb's. Another back that we really didn't talk about. You have Marlon Mack. going against.
I like Mac, but you said something interesting on DraftKings. He doesn't catch a lot of balls.
Absolutely.
But I like the price.
I know I like the price, but what I'm saying is right, and I got him in a couple of lineups for the viewers there, but I also had the running back from Green Bay in one with the stack that I got with the Jets.
But let me give you. All right, you mentioned Green Bay. I don't like Jamal Williams. What if I tell you I like Elijah McGuire?
I'm not mad at it, but I just think that how much is McGuire?
4,700, something like that.
Yeah, he's too close to Marlon Mack, though.
All right, let me give you one more guy, and this guy is a flyer and a half. Kalen Ballage.
Yeah, he's 3,700.
Yep.
He's interesting, but
can he find the end zone? 60 yards and a touch.
Yeah, I don't know about that part because remember, they're still going against Jacksonville, but who knows what the commitment is for Jacksonville now.
Jacksonville could be giving up. Ballage had a big run yet last week against Minnesota. He's a big, strong dude.
He did, and he got all the but that they don't like about the guy because he ain't sniffed a play.
Well, Adam Gase is an idiot. You know that. Adam Gase is the worst coach in the NFL. I hate Adam Gase more than I hate Vance Joseph, more than I hate Doug Marrone. That's how much I hate Adam Gase.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And another stat we need to think about why I'm thinking about. I don't like him I like him more on FanDuel, but Marlon Mack. Remember this. They have given up 9 straight games over 100. I mean, the Giants have been getting crushed against the run ever since they gave up snacks. They've been getting crushed against the run, and you got to. And I think now because a lot of people think about a stack, I think it's going to be more of. That's why I don't like Andrew Luck as much. I don't think he's going to get the volume. I think they're going to do the power run thing like they did against Dallas, which surprised the heck out of me because I had no Mac.
Let me explain that. I think it's an easy one. In the NFL, if you're running the ball successfully, you continue to run it. You run it until they force you to throw it. Why would I need to have Andrew Luck throw 40 times if I can have him throw 22 and win?
And against the Giants, though, I think that it's a great possibility that they're going to be running it again because the Giants, you saw what happened last week with Tennessee.
Right. All right, let's get to wide receivers. I think you better have Nuck Hopkins literally on every lineup.
I won't have him in every lineup, but I do like him. He's a man of interest. Hopkins going against Philadelphia, absolutely. I agree.
Willie, you're a man of interest. Hopkins is be a man who makes me money.
I understand. I got you. But also, you can look at Demaryius Thomas too on the other side.
He's an interesting play because that game is going to be wide open, high scoring. I don't have a problem if you want to throw Demaryius Thomas in a lineup.
Right, because see, I think I like because I like Michael Thomas because I heard he's going to be playing more in the slot, and that's what Pittsburgh had trouble with. Remember, Pittsburgh covered slot receivers with the linebacker, so I like the Michael Thomas lineup. So I don't mind maybe if I don't play Hopkins, you could put Demaryius Thomas in the lineup, but I do like Hopkins. But then I love Robbie Anderson. Robbie Anderson, love him, love his play, and I think he's going to eat.
I love Robbie Anderson too. I think he is as chalky can come, but it's good chalk.
I absolutely, I think it's good chalk at 4,500 on DraftKings and 5,900. FanDuel. I love him. I love the price of Robbie Anderson, and remember, Donald loves him too. And Green Bay's little rookies that they got back there, they have been getting beat like a drum. It's
funny you mentioned some guys that I really like. I'm going to give you some more guys. I want to add Alshon Jeffrey and Amari Cooper to the list. I would look at Hopkins, Thomas, Cooper, Jeffrey, Robbie Anderson, and try to get those guys in as many lineups as possible.
I don't know. I'm going to be on this Cooper as much. I do like him because I'm going to be on Zeke. So I don't know how much I'm going to have them both in the same lineups, but I do like Cooper. Cooper's a good play, but also a couple other people that we need to mention. Okay. Number one, Thielen has a great matchup, and he pissed on everybody, so especially on FanDuel when he's 7,600 on FanDuel. Thielen is a play this week, so we can look at him. Remember, if we're going to go with that game, if we play in Barkley, we could play Hilton on the other side, going against the Giants. But then also I love not Cooks, but I love
Robert Woods.
Robert Woods. Love Robert Woods. I don't like Gurley, but I love Robert Woods this week. I think he has a great matchup going against them. Then you still you talked about Callaway. You like Callaway, and I agree. I think Callaway's a decent. Then we talked about McKenzie. And everybody, please do not play What's the guy that we
Robert Foster?
The Robert Foster.
Willie, what about Cordarrelle Patterson now that Josh Gordon is out? Do you like Patterson a little bit?
Yeah, but for some reason they don't like the way he do his routes. But I would even think if I'm going to take a shot, Doc, at 3,300, I would even play Hogan. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it.
Look, Hogan used to play for the Bills. I like the revenge narrative. Hogan could score. I have no problem with that.
He's 3,300. You know what I mean? So, but really, I'm just telling you guys, New England's in trouble. They're in trouble because they right now cannot stretch the field, and that's why
Patterson can.
Yeah, but Patterson that doesn't run the routes. He's not a route runner.
You're telling me you don't like the Patriots to beat the Bills this week?
No, I like them to beat the Bills. Yes, but I just think that it's going to be a lower scoring game. It might be more in the running game. I just don't. If anybody has Brady, don't play him.
I'm telling you this. I'm playing the Patriots defense all over.
Yeah, Patriots defense is fine, but I'm talking about Brady.
All right, let's get to some tight ends. I think the favorite one this week is Evan Engram by far.
Evan Engram has a great matchup. I agree with you. He's 4,600. And then, but what I like about him is the Colts give up 74 yards, which is the most in the NFL per game.
Do you like Ebron?
Ebron pissed on everybody's cornflakes last week. So Ebron is definitely in play going against the Giants. Okay, if you're playing Barkley, you could play Ebron. But I also remember we talked about a little guy from Philadelphia, Mr. Goddard. At 2,600. We like him because he's been getting 70% of the snaps, and I think they run a lot of two tight end sets. So a lot of times they paying attention to Ertz. And this guy, remember, he could have had big plays in the last game. One was called back against Dallas. Remember that one that was called back against Dallas? He had a big
offensive interference, right?
And then Nick Foles missed him on a wide open thing, in that game against the Rams. So what I'm telling you is they're looking at this guy. They like him. And remember, they paid for a pick for him when they got him. They got him. So I like Goddard.
This in seasonal, would you play a Goddard over like a Mohamed Sanu, or do you play a Sanu over Goddard? Because
I'm still going. I'm not going to be crazy. I just like him as a DFS. Oh hell no! You play Sanu if you got Sanu. You don't play Goddard. I ain't say I like him like that for season.
So we like him as a flyer for 2,600.
Yeah, 2,600, 5,100. Yeah, I'll take him at that because he'll be the type of guy that will break a slate. And remember Jarwin for the Cowboys. Remember Jarwin for the Cowboys. Remember, he's $3,000 and he's 4,700 on FanDuel. Remember, the guy's average is 7 targets a game, and they like throwing the ball.
They were playing those games from behind, and they may not play from behind this week.
Yeah, I understand. We're going against Tampa Bay.
Right.
So they could be. I'm not saying that he's a guy, but at $3,000, you don't need much if you get in the end zone and a touchdown at that price. But also Herndon for the Jets.
Green Bay is actually very good against a tight end. I don't love Herndon as much as other people do.
Yeah, I know. I mean, he's not. He's not our favorite. But then so those are guys do not play the New Orleans is good against a tight end, so I wouldn't play there. So if you really wanted to get funky,
you like Austin Hooper?
Yeah, he just haven't made it in my lineup because I'm probably going to go to. What's the tight end for New Orleans at 2,700, even though they've been dropping balls?
Oh, Daniel Arnold?
No, not Arnold.
Ben Watson?
Ben Watson, yeah. He's 2,700 and going against Pittsburgh, so. All
right, so let's turn to defense real quick. Do we love the Cowboys defense on FanDuel at 3,700?
I like the Cowboys, but remember this, and that's why I don't mind every once in a while. I know he got a tough matchup that I might run it back with Evers. I think Winston's going to get a couple points on him. That's why I think this game is going to be more than what people think. I think Tampa Bay is going to score on the Cowboys.
So if you had to choose a defense, do you like the Falcons? Do you like the Saints?
The Falcons on FanDuel. The Falcons is 3,400. Love them on FanDuel. I like Philadelphia too. At 3,200. I think Philadelphia's in a 2,100 on DraftKings, and the Saints, like I said, even though Pittsburgh could score, I still think the Saints man, that defense is
Ben can throw 2 interceptions easily, right. Twice easily.
And might throw a pick 6 in that 2,300 on DraftKings. Man, that's a hell of a play. I don't think we need to pay up when we got those defenses we could pay down that we could pay down on.
All right, so let's do some lineups. What do you want to do, DK or FanDuel?
Okay, I got DK up right now. So this is DK. Let me see if this is okay. This is the first of the lineups right here. So I got Dak Prescott at quarterback. I got Saquon Barkley at running back. I got Ezekiel Elliott at running back. I got Robbie Anderson at receiver. I got Isaiah McKenzie at receiver. I got Robert Woods at receiver. I got Dallas Goedert at tight end. I got Kamara in the flex, and I got the Falcons defense.
So let me ask you a question, because I do like that lineup, okay? Why would I do Saquon over Chubb and get maybe a better place somewhere else and save like $600?
You can. I like Chubb, but it's just a GPP play on this lineup. That's all. I was just going to put Saquon in the lineup. Like I said, I like Chubb. I got Chubb will be in my last lineup that I have. I like Chubb. It's nothing wrong with that. You could go that way, but I just think that at 7,900, I think I need to play him in one or two lineups because he still could be the guy that could take the top off the defense.
All right, give me another one. I like that one a lot because I think it's got some slick guys there under the radar.
Right. So you got Sam Darnold in this lineup. He's a quarterback. You got Ezekiel Elliott as a running back. You got Marlon Mack at running back. You got Devontae Adams at receiver. You got Robbie Anderson at receiver. And Devontae Adams want to break some records of Green Bay, by the way. So he will be getting the ball a lot in this game. You got Alshon Jeffrey at receiver. You got Dallas Goedert at tight end. And you got Kamara, and you got the Saints defense.
So let me ask you this, Willie. I like that lineup too, but you know the Goddard play. It reminds me of the Matt Lacoste play from a few weeks ago. So let me ask you this.
Okay.
Can we afford to get a zero? Because let's just say, and I like the play. Texans are bad against the tight end. Goddard's a pretty darn good player. I'm with you. But let's just say, for argument's sake, he sucks. Can we afford a big zero?
Yeah, we can when a guy's 2,600. Remember, if we get a zero, that's not going to kill us. Like the guy that killed us, like Ebron last week, at 5,700, getting us 2 points. That
All right, so it's much worse to have a $6,000 two
right.
Well, 2,600.
Right. When it's 2,600, I mean, of course, you would like them to get something. But remember, even in the lacrosse lineups, we still cash in those lineups because he was 2,500. That's why you take a shot. But if the guy gets you 11 or 12 points, like whoever had Selleck last week, remember Selleck? You know, he had like
no. Look, if Goddard gets 2 for 30 and a touchdown, right, and you're getting 11 points, you're the happiest guy in the DC.
Right. I mean, listen, agreed, and I agree with you, and I'm right with you on that. And that's the only reason why I'm playing those guys. I mean, that's the only reason.
All right, give me another lineup.
Okay, so this one is this one is Nick Foles. Okay, got Nick Foles at quarterback. They got Chubb at running back. You got Kamara at running back. You got Robbie Anderson at receiver. You got DeAndre Hopkins at receiver. You have Alshon Jeffries at receiver. You have Engram as your tight end. And you have Marlon Mack in the flex. And you got the Eagles defense.
Can I tell you something?
Yes.
You might have just given me $1 million lineup right there. That lineup has it all. I like Foles, Chubb, Kamara, Robbie. I love getting Hopkins and Jeffrey. Ingram's a beast. I mean, I know you're taking a chance on the Eagles, but the Texans' offensive line is awful. If Mack has a game like last week, that lineup could be scoring over 200 points.
Right, but that's what we hope for. That's what we hope for in this.
And that's my rich friend.
Yeah, that's why we do it. So you want to ready to go to FanDuel?
Yeah, let's do 3 on FanDuel.
All right, so let's hit FanDuel, and I got the stuff up right here. So the first lineup that I have, and I got some, and I forgot to mention this other guy, and I do like him, and I think he's interesting. I got him playing in this game. So you got Nick Foles at quarterback. You got Kamara at running back. You got Cohen at running back. You got Jeffrey at receiver. Robert Woods at receiver. You got Michael Thomas at receiver. We got Jarwin at the tight end position. We got Ezekiel Elliott at running back, and we got the Falcons defense.
Willie, let me ask you this question. You mentioned Cohen. Isn't Cohen a better play on DraftKings than he is on FanDuel?
He is. He's a good play, but the reason he got my interest in it is I think it's a coin game, and I think a lot of people won't play him on FanDuel. And like if you look at his things, he could get you 15 or 20 points, and at his price point, that will be something that will be it's a GPP play.
So are people like me where they think Cohen DraftKings, so it's contrarian to use him on FanDuel?
Right, and the reason I like it because I got people. What is his price on DraftKings? It's a little different,
6,300, something like that.
6,300, yeah. I just think at 6,900, I just think it's a good play going against San Francisco, and I think he's going to be the main beneficiary.
Okay. All right, give me the next one.
Okay, so this one right here, the next one I have is I got okay, here we go. I got Dak Prescott at quarterback. I got Mack at running back. I got Elliott at running back. I got Thomas at receiver. I got Robbie Anderson at receiver. I got Pettis, and also Pettis can. I do like Westbrook too. Can become Westbrook if you want to play Westbrook for Jacksonville. I got Engram at the tight end. I got Kamara, and I got the Falcons defense.
Now with the Falcons, it's because of the backup quarterback to Carolina that we assume
absolutely
he'll get sacked, he'll throw a pick, he'll fumble once, whatever.
Absolutely, that's the reason. That's the reason because we like to pick up. You saw what they did last week against the quarterback for St. Louis. We saw what they did. Remember St. Louis? They played the quarterback for St. Louis. I mean, not St. Louis, for
Arizona.
Yeah, I mean, I just think this is a rookie quarterback. His first game.
I would like Atlanta's defense way more at home than I do on the road, but I like them.
Yeah, I just think at 3,400, I'm looking at the price. I'm not paying 4,900 for a defense on the slate.
No.
Not when I got Philadelphia. I'm just paying.
Got one more for us?
Yeah, I got one more, and let me give you one that's going to be kind of contrarian for me because it's going to be a stack of the. No. Let me give you the one. Let me give you this one right here. This is an interesting lineup right here. This is a lineup that I have. I got Nick Foles again. Okay, I got Nick Foles. I got Kamara. I got Chubb. I got Jeffrey. I got Hopkins. I got Westbrook. I got Goddard at the tight end. I got Elliott, and I got the Falcons defense.
Now, tell me something here. I like that lineup with the exception of Westbrook. Why do we like D.D. Westbrook?
Because D.D. Westbrook gets a lot of he's their main benefit.
He only completed 9 passes last week.
I know, but a lot of them, if you look at his targets, he's been getting 9 and 7 targets the last couple of games. They've been going to D.D. Westbrook, and it's going against Miami. Miami has been terrible against the receiver. So it's a GPP play. You know what I mean? It's GPP play, and like I said, you don't have to go with D.D. Westbrook. You also can go with the receiver for San Francisco, Pettis.
Is Pettis going to be overowned?
No. Going against Chicago? Oh, hell no. He's not going to be owned. Because remember, Chicago got 3 of the top 20 backs. So but the guy forces the ball to Pettis.
Why not George Kittle, who's playing for his tight end receiving record?
George Kittle, I don't mind George Kittle, but man, going against Chicago with George Kittle, I don't want to pay all that money up for George Kittle. Because if I'm going to go somewhere, I will go with Ertz. I will go with Engram. If I'm going to pay up, you know what I mean? I'm not going to go up there with George Kittle going against those guys, not against the Bears. I mean, I think Burton is interesting. Yeah, I think he's very interesting. So remember, these lineups that we have, we just giving you to as a guide, so we can do things. Do you want to do a lineup yourself? You want to do a lineup doc together?
No, I actually like. I mean, we can, but I like these. I especially like the ones with Foles, Chubb, Kamara to me, and Hopkins and Jeffrey. Both those lineups that we did, I love that core. I couldn't come up with a better core than that. That's my core. I just think that Foles, getting Hopkins, Jeffrey is such an advantage here. I love Chubb against Cincinnati, who's done. And I agree, it's a Kamara game. So if I could tell everybody that, I would start my lineup with that core and then figure it out after that.
And see, this is what I like about it is because a lot of people are talking about Foles. They're saying, well, Houston's pass rush seat, but Houston got those 2 outside rushers. But guess what? That's the strength of That's the strength of Philadelphia. Those tackles they got. So they got somebody, they got somebody to go against J.J. Watt.
Look, Nick Foles stopped Aaron Donald in the Rams. So, I mean, I think J.J. Watt, they can stop him too. And even if they can't, maybe J.J. Watt gets 3 sacks. All I need at that kind of price point is a 20-point game, and I'm good.
And remember, everybody, I mean, you know how much I love Gurley. I can't do it this late. As much as I've been playing McCaffrey, if I'm not playing McCaffrey, I can't play Gurley because Gurley's hurt. He's hurt. And I think he might play. He'll be an ultimate GPP play, but not in my lineup because he could be getting his 2 touchdowns early, be sitting down drinking Kool-Aid in the second half.
All right, before we go, give me the balls to the walls call from Willie Walls. Give me a player.
I tell you what. You know what, Doc? I'm going to go it. I just think Engram for the Giants is very interesting to me today. I don't like nobody. Huh?
He's a man of interest.
He's a man of interest. Just look at his targets. I mean, he's the one that's benefiting from Beckham not playing. He really is. And I just think that it's a hell of a play that people don't realize. I know the coach shut him out, but if you look at Godwin last week, he had a lot of targets for Dallas. I think it's going to be the same thing for Engram. And I think Engram might, get one of those games where he might have 10 catches, 100 yards, and a touchdown, something like that.
I love Engram. My guy this week, my visionary play. If you don't play Nick Chubb, I think you're crazy. I mean, Cincinnati's done. They packed it in. Chubb has looked better and better every week. I couldn't imagine how you wouldn't start 85 to 90% of your lineups without Chubb. He's a must start.
Yeah, and I love Jeffries and Kamara this week. You see Kamara's in every lineup. He's going to be my guy this week that I'm just going to stick in every lineup. I think it's his game. And I just think that, I think the Saints need the game, but I just want people to be cautious. I think that game could go under what it is, so really, just be cautious with that game. It's not going to be there because New Orleans defense is better than what people think. Trust me.
Walls, I hope Santa hooks you up this year, my friend. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Doc. But listen, the fact that we're living and we get a chance to talk fantasy sports, so, our families are healthy, and my father's doing better, man. Listen, I'm blessed.
That's good news.
Yeah, I'm blessed, so I'm not complaining about anything, man. We've been blessed, brother. And I appreciate you, man. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you and your family. I'll be talking to you before.
Oh, for sure. Everybody out there too. For you guys, a very Merry Christmas, and if we don't see you on next week, a very happy and healthy New Year. But right now, it's time to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. Best of luck this week in Week 16. We hope you win $1 million. This is Dr. Roto saying be well and take care.